Hi, my name's Red and this is
Lily.
and this is
Jessica.
and we're going to read one of our favourite stories, A Squash and a Squeeze by Julia Donaldson and Axel Scheffler. We really like this page because it's got all the patterns of the animals. It's got cows and goats and pigs and hens. Right, so it starts. A little old lady lived all by herself, with a table and a chair and a jug on the shelf. A wise old man heard her grumble and grouse. There's not enough room in my house. Wise old man, won't you help me, please? My house is a squash and a squeeze. Here she is. She's sat at her table. And there's the wise old man that she's having a little grumble to. Take in your hen, said the wise old man. Take in my hen? What a curious plan. Well, the hen laid an egg on the fireside rug and flapped round the room, knocking over the jug. Here's the wise old man telling her what to do. She's taking in the hen. Hen's laid an egg and then knocked over the jug. The naughty hen. The little old lady cried, what shall I do? It was pokey for one and it's tiny for two. My nose has a tickle and there's no room to sneeze. My house is a squash and a squeeze. And she said, wise old man, won't you help me, please? My house is a squash and a squeeze. There she is with her arms in the air. And there's the hen making a lot of mess. Take in your goat, said the wise old man. Take in my goat? What a curious plan. Well, the goat chewed the curtains and trod on the egg, then sat down to nibble the table leg. Oh dear, look at this. So there she is taking in the goat. And there's the hen, the goat eating the curtains and then eating the table as well, because goats like to eat everything. The little old lady cried, glory be, it was tiny for two and it's titchy for three. The hen pecks the goat and the goat's got fleas. My house is a squash and a squeeze. And she said, wise old man, won't you help me, please? My house is a squash and a squeeze. Look, here she is. She's struggling to find room with the goat and the hen, isn't she? And the wise old man's outside listening. Take in your pig, said the wise old man. Take in my pig? What a curious plan. So she took in her pig, who kept chasing the hen and raiding the larder again and again. Look, there he is. He's eating all the food in the house, isn't he? He's a big animal to have in her tiny house. The little old lady cried, stop, I implore. It was titchy for three and it's teeny for four. Even the pig in the larder agrees. My house is a squash and a squeeze. And she said, wise old man, won't you help me, please? My house is a squash and a squeeze. Look, there they all are, eating her at a house and home, look, and taking up all the room. Oh dear.
But until she gets that cow.
Take in your cow, said the wise old man. Take in my cow? What a curious plan. Well, the cow took one look and charged straight at the pig, then jumped on the table and tapped out a jig. Look at this. I mean, there's no more room, is there? There really isn't. I mean, I don't understand where he's going with this. Why on earth would you do that? The little old lady cried, heavens alive! It was teeny for four and it's weeny for five. I'm tearing my hair out. I'm down on my knees. My house is a squash and a squeeze. And she said, wise old man, won't you help me, please? My house is a squash and a squeeze. Look, she's really at the end now, isn't she? She doesn't know what to do. What's he going to say now? Take them all out, said the wise old man. But then I'll be back where I first began.
No, you won't.
So she opened the window, and out flew the hen. That's better. At last I can sneeze again. She shooed out the goat, and she shoved out the pig. My house is beginning to feel pretty big. There she is, pushing them all out. So get out, please, thank you. I've had enough. She huffed and she puffed and she pushed out the cow. Just look at my house. It's enormous now. Oh, thank you, old man, for the work you have done. It was weeny for five. It's gigantic for one. There's no need to grumble and there's no need to grouse. There's plenty of room in my house. Look, there she is thanking him after she's pushed the cow out. And now she's full of frolics and fiddle-dee-dees. It isn't a squash and it isn't a squeeze. Yes, she's full of frolics and fiddle-dee-dees. It isn't a squash or a squeeze. So she's happy now, isn't she? Well, thank you very much for listening. There's the pattern again. We like that one. And we hope you have a very good night. Sleep well. Bye-bye.
Well.